In a world where manipulation lurks in the shadows, there lies a hidden toll on those with the most empathetic hearts. What happens when narcissistic forces clash with the sensitive souls of empaths? From the shadows emerge 10 silent adversaries, each wielding the power to shatter minds and souls. Brace yourself as we expose the unseen scars etched by these manipulative forces. Welcome to the labyrinth of emotional warfare where guilt, shame, and shattered identities await. Prepare to confront the haunting truth of narcissistic manipulation on empaths as we uncover the silent struggles within. 1. Eating disorders. Narcissistic manipulation can severely affect an empath's relationship with food and body image, often leading to eating disorders. This manipulation frequently involves constant criticism, unrealistic demands, and belittling comments about an empath's appearance or worth. As a result, the empath may develop disorders such as anorexia, bulimia, or binge eating. These conditions arise as coping mechanisms to regain a sense of control or to numb emotional pain. The stress and anxiety from continuous manipulation exacerbate these eating disorders, making it difficult for the empath to maintain a healthy relationship with food and body image. 2. Obsessive-Compulsive Behaviors. Empaths under the influence of narcissistic manipulation often develop obsessive-compulsive behaviors as a way to manage their anxiety and stress. The unpredictability and emotional turmoil caused by the narcissist lead empaths to seek control and certainty in other aspects of their lives. This may manifest as compulsive cleaning, checking behaviors, or repetitive routines. These behaviors provide a temporary sense of relief from the chaos of manipulation, but can become debilitating over time. The compulsions often interfere with daily functioning and exacerbate feelings of inadequacy and frustration, trapping the empath in a cycle of obsession and compulsion. 3. Dissociation. Dissociation is a common response for empaths enduring prolonged narcissistic manipulation. This psychological defense mechanism helps them disconnect from the overwhelming emotional pain and stress. Symptoms of dissociation can range from feeling detached from one's own body and thoughts to more severe forms like dissociative identity disorder. Empaths may experience memory gaps, a sense of unreality, or an inability to recall certain events. While dissociation provides temporary relief, it complicates the empath's ability to process and heal from the abuse. Long-term dissociation can lead to challenges in forming healthy relationships and maintaining a stable sense of self, as the empath struggles to integrate their fragmented experiences and emotions. 4. Identity confusion. Narcissistic manipulation often leaves empaths grappling with identity confusion. Narcissists undermine their victims' self-concept through gaslighting, constant criticism, and emotional invalidation. Empaths may start doubting their perceptions, values, and even their sanity. Over time, this erodes their sense of self, making them overly reliant on the narcissist's validation and approval. The empath's identity becomes entangled with the manipulator's demands and expectations, leading to a loss of individuality and self-worth. This identity confusion can persist even after the relationship ends, complicating the empath's journey to self-discovery and independence. 5. Sleep disturbances. Chronic sleep disturbances are a common consequence of narcissistic manipulation. The constant emotional turmoil, anxiety, and hypervigilance inflicted by the narcissist disrupt the empath's ability to relax and maintain a regular sleep pattern. Nightmares, insomnia, and frequent awakenings become prevalent as the empath's mind remains on high alert, anticipating potential manipulation or conflict. Lack of sleep further exacerbates their mental and physical health, contributing to fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and weakened immune function. Addressing sleep disturbances requires creating a safe, stress-free environment and possibly seeking professional help to re-establish healthy sleep habits. 6. Emotional exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion is a pervasive issue for empaths subjected to narcissistic manipulation. The constant emotional labor involved in managing the narcissist's needs, moods, and manipulative tactics drains the empath's emotional reserves. Over time, they may feel a profound sense of fatigue, helplessness, and disillusionment. This exhaustion affects all areas of their life, leading to decreased productivity, lack of motivation, and a diminished capacity to enjoy previously pleasurable activities. The empath might struggle with feelings of burnout and may find it difficult to muster the energy to engage in social interactions or self-care. Recovering from emotional exhaustion involves setting boundaries, seeking support, and prioritizing self-care to rebuild emotional strength and resilience. 7. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance arises when empaths face conflicting beliefs and realities due to narcissistic manipulation. Narcissists often present a charming facade while engaging in covert manipulation, leading empaths to experience a disconnect between the narcissist's outward behavior and their harmful actions. This discrepancy creates mental stress as the empath struggles to reconcile these conflicting perceptions. They might rationalize or dismiss the narcissist's abusive behavior to reduce discomfort, further entrenching their confusion and self-doubt. Over time, this cognitive dissonance can erode the empath's ability to trust their own judgment, making it harder to break free from the manipulation and seek healthier relationships. 8. PTSD post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD can develop in empaths exposed to prolonged narcissistic abuse. The constant emotional manipulation, unpredictability, and psychological torment inflicted by narcissists can lead to symptoms such as flashbacks, hypervigilance, severe anxiety, and avoidance behaviors. Empaths may relive the traumatic experiences through intrusive memories or nightmares, causing significant distress and impairment in daily functioning. The trauma bond formed with the narcissist complicates their healing process, as empaths might feel an intense, confusing attachment to their abuser. Addressing PTSD typically involves therapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT) or eye movement desensitization, and reprocessing (EMDR), to process the trauma and develop coping mechanisms. 9. Chronic stress. Chronic stress is a prevalent consequence of enduring narcissistic manipulation. The relentless emotional strain, constant anticipation of conflict, and need to manage the narcissist's erratic behavior put the empath in a state of perpetual stress. This sustained stress response affects the body's physiological systems, leading to symptoms such as headaches, muscle tension, digestive issues, and increased susceptibility to illnesses. Mental health is also compromised, resulting in anxiety, depression, and impaired cognitive function. Managing chronic stress requires implementing stress reduction techniques such as mindfulness, exercise, and establishing strong support networks to help the empath navigate and eventually escape the toxic environment. 10. Guilt and shame. Guilt and shame are profound emotional burdens experienced by empaths ensnared in narcissistic manipulation. The narcissist's relentless blame shifting, gaslighting, and emotional manipulation instill a deep sense of guilt in the empath, making them feel responsible for the dysfunction and toxicity of the relationship. Even when the narcissist is clearly at fault, the empath internalizes the blame, believing they should have done more to please or pacify the abuser. This misplaced guilt erodes their self-esteem and fosters a cycle of self-blame and self-criticism. Shame accompanies guilt, as empaths feel inherently flawed or unworthy due to the narcissist's constant invalidation and criticism. They may believe they deserve the mistreatment or that they are fundamentally unlovable. Shame prevents the empath from seeking help or disclosing the abuse, fearing judgment or rejection from others. This isolates them further, perpetuating the cycle of shame and reinforcing the narcissist's control. Addressing guilt and shame requires reframing the narrative and challenging distorted beliefs instilled by the narcissist. Empaths must recognize that they are not responsible for the narcissist's behavior and that their worth is not defined by the abuser's opinions. Therapy, particularly techniques like self-compassion and cognitive restructuring, can help empaths develop a healthier self-concept and rebuild their self-esteem. Breaking free from the grip of guilt and shame is essential for healing and reclaiming autonomy over one's life. As we conclude this journey through the labyrinth of narcissistic manipulation, may these insights serve as a beacon of understanding and healing. Remember, you are not alone in your struggles, and there is hope beyond the shadows. Let this knowledge empower you to reclaim your strength, rebuild your identity, and forge a path towards healing.